Good morning, guys, and happy Monday. It is the 30th of November, and I hope that you guys had a lovely, lovely holiday weekend. You enjoyed your 4 days off, but it is time for us to get back into the school mindset. We are moving to fully remote days right now through December into early January. So please make sure that you are participating on our online learning styles. One thing I do want to touch base with you guys on is we are moving to a fully video-based morning meeting. So I will have a video out for you every single morning. Some of my morning meeting videos are going to be a little bit longer just because I'm trying to make sure that you guys know everything that is going on in a day. And I do also want to remind you guys that I will have someone in the class link for morning meeting, so that if you do need to get in touch with me for any reason, you can get in touch with me through those staff members. I'm also going to have one staff member in the class link throughout the day just to, field any questions, or if you need to get in touch with anyone, that's where they will be. One final thing before we move on to my next slide. I do want to remind you guys that now that we are fully remote, most days it's going to be me and my handsome little man, Calvin. And we all know how much he loves to kind of interrupt some of our lessons at times. So just be aware that if I am not answering a message, a comment, or a phone call, I'm probably dealing with my wacky little man over here. And then as soon as I am able, I will go ahead and get back in touch with you. So I have moved to our virtual classroom for the holidays, spruced it up, changed it a little bit so that we could have some fun, keeping it new, keeping it real. I was getting bored of the old one already, even though I only had it for like a month. But we do have the same links over here on the side. So we do have our skill development and counseling, a little air purifier, the Google Meet and the Google Classroom links. And then I've pared this down to the top 3 most used guys over here. So you do have News ELA, Actively Learn, and Typing, which we use at least once a week. Let's go over our schedule for the day. So remember, we are moving to the fully remote schedule, so your day is a little bit longer. We do start with a morning meeting. Then we have skill development starting nice and early at 9 o'clock. After our skill development, we will move into math. We are back to having break after math. We're going to kind of have our day separated into 2 period blocks at a time. So after math, we will have a 10-minute break. After that break, you guys are moving into literacy blocks 1 and 2, and then we will have lunch. We are not doing any lunch bunches in this section as of right now. So lunch is kind of a nice little half hour for you guys to do on your own. Eat some food, take a brain break, and get your brain in a good place so that we can have our end of the day, our last 2 periods, which this week is going to be science. So we have moved back into science. And then end of the day, we will have clubs. Now, guys, since we are no longer requiring any kind of a lunch bunch, you do need to participate in clubs every single day at the end of the day. I will not always make you stay for the full period of clubs, but I would like you guys to at least show up so that we can touch base at the end of our day. Now, one fun thing that we're going to be going over in a moment for our clubs is I've changed up kind of what we can do for a little bit. So let's go ahead and look. This is our club's choice board. So here I have 10 things it's actually 9 things that you guys can go ahead. They are all online group games. Some of these are for multiple people, up to like 8 to 10. Some of these are only for 2 to 3 people. I think 4. It's like 2 to 4 people. So our staff members will be giving you kind of maybe all of these as an option, maybe only a couple of them. But Miss Diane and Miss Karen will have those out for you in our club's meetings to kind of pick from. So things like Uno, memory games, riddles, Drawsaurus, Scriblio, these are all multiple people. So like if we all show up, those are all awesome things we can play. Paper games, Mancala, dominoes, board and card games. These are things that are for smaller groups of people, 2 to 4 typically. And that random guy right there is just something that if you guys can't pick, my staff members are going to pick something random off the list. So they might do like, okay, Siri, pick a number between 1 and 9, and then it will pick a number, and that's what you guys will play. If we are still interested, I know that we had talked about while we were kind of hybrid learning, maybe doing Among Us as a class. That's definitely something that we can look into doing, seeing if everybody has access to it. I definitely think that would be a fun Friday thing for us to do. So please let me know if you are interested in that. We can make that happen. I did want to give you guys just a quick peek at our schedule. So we are back to the fully remote schedule. So our day does go from 8:45 to 1:30 for classes. And then that last half hour, that last hour, 1:30 to 2:30 are my teacher office hours. I will not always be available for that full hour. It'll be a half hour block typically, just because I do have to still be calling your parents, getting in touch. I definitely have fallen off with that because hybrid has been a little crazy, and I've essentially had all of your IEPs in the span of 2 months. So we are going to go ahead. I do want to get in touch with your families a little bit more. I'm going to use those office hours to get in touch with parents. But please feel free, if you do have a question, comment, concern that you cannot get in touch with me throughout the day, drop into those office hours and I will be there for you. I also want us to go ahead and review our Google Classroom expectations. So remember, guys, we are safe, we are respectful, and we are responsible even while we are working from home. When we are safe, we are using our computer and our materials appropriately and with safe hands. Our computers are our tools to learning, so we want to make sure that we are treating them safely. We want to make sure that we are staying inside unless an adult in your household gives you permission to go out or do something. And we also want to make sure that we are washing our hands for 20 seconds throughout the day. We will not be having our hand washing break like we do in school, but you guys should still be staying clean and hygienic by washing our hands thoroughly at home. We are respectful. Guys, please make sure we are using kind and appropriate language in any way that we may be virtually communicating. So whether that be in the comments section, in a private comment, in the chat, in a Google Meet, vocally, on the phone with a staff member, make sure that we are using kind and appropriate language. Remember, if you guys are using the comments and the private comments inappropriately, we do have that ability to mute you for the remainder of the day. And if you're not using that chat appropriately, we do have the ability to disable the chat for you. Please remember that we want to accept being told no from staff and parents. We still want to show our respectful, flexible bodies and personalities. And last but not least, we want to make sure we are using an inside voice volume. Remember, if you guys are home, you probably have family members who are working from home or siblings who are working from home. We want to be respectful of them as well and make sure that we're not just kind of being super loud and distracting for them. Finally, we are responsible. Guys, make sure that you are completing and submitting your work in a timely manner. Remember, if you are completing blank work to me that is not complete just because you turned it in, I am going to bump that back to you, possibly a ton of times. But eventually, if it remains blank after 2 sendbacks, we are going to mark that as a 0. Remember, you guys can ask for help. Myself, the other lovely middle school teachers, and all of our TAs are constantly available to help you. Literally, that is all that we have to do between the hours of 8 and 3 is be available for you guys. So if you need help, we are definitely here. Get in touch with us. I know you all know how to get onto the Google Classroom. I know you all are able to use the Google Classroom effectively. So we definitely can go ahead, get in, find a TA. You can join my class link because I will have a TA there all day, every day. Get in touch with our teachers, email us. We will definitely be available to help you guys out. Make sure that you are participating on the Google Classroom daily. I know that I sent for my hybrid learners, those of you who were in person last Tuesday, I did send you guys home with those packets. So you guys can go ahead and do that packet work, but you are still expected to be logging onto your Google Classroom, joining us in our live meetings. I am able to see the data on when you are signing into your Google Classroom and when you are not. And last but not least, please remember to try your best. Your best may not be 100% accurate, but that is not what I am looking for. I am looking for you guys, and all of my other lovely teachers and staff are just looking for you guys to put your best effort in. We know that you guys can do the work that we're assigning you. That's why we're assigning it to you. We know that if you're submitting work blank or not doing work at all, that is not your best work. We are here to help you out. So please just put your best effort in, do your best, try your best. And that is all that we can really ask for in this really goofy, crazy year that we are having. Since we are moving back to remote learning, I do want to go over some remote learning best practices. So the first thing, guys, that I want you to remember is that make sure that you have a quiet and comfortable place that you are able to study and do your work. Create some kind of a stool station where you only do schoolwork. Don't have it be in front of a TV or by any video games or toys. Make sure that you're working at some type of a desk or a table. Sorry, my friend wanted to join us, so I had to pause for a minute. Make sure you're working at a desk or a table. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to do your work. Try to work in a quiet space or use headphones. Remember, you are home now, so if you want to listen to music while you work, you're 100% able to do that without any issues. Make sure your area is well lit, not just so that I can see your super handsome faces when we are signing on to our meetings, but also because when you have a well lit area, it's easier for you to kind of stay focused and on track. Finally, make sure that you have limited those distractions. Turn off the TV. Put away the video games. There will be time in your day for you to do those things. I promise you. Any toys that you might have, make sure that they are away and that you're not currently using them. You don't want to get distracted. Trust me, Miss Wolf knows all about being distracted. I have a little goblin that does that. The next thing you guys want to make sure that you are doing is being on time. Make sure you're joining your live lessons on time and that your mic is off. You also want to be ready to type answers in the chat or turn on your mic to answer a question. Finally, be attentive. Stay focused on your lesson. You shouldn't be doing anything other than your schoolwork. And be prepared to answer questions throughout the period. The final thing that I would like to do with you guys is go over our Google Meet expectations. Guys, we do want to review these, especially since some of my friendos were still having some trouble within the classroom following our expectations. So the first thing you should do at the top of every period is check your assignment description to see if there's a live lesson or independent work. If you guys have independent work, remember you can log into a TA help session. Typically, it'll be something like Karen help or Diane help, and then get started on your independent work. Now, if you do have a live lesson, make sure that you are logging into that live meeting. You're going to use the meeting code listed in the assignment. Guys, we are taking time to make sure that your assignments do have things in the description that you guys can follow as directions. So make sure you're reading those. It's going to tell you what to do. You have 5 minutes to join those live meetings, guys. If you miss that 5-minute window, we are going to have materials or assignments that say missed lesson. Typically, they're going to have a video lesson or a activity for you guys to complete. And you guys will be able to join our teachers at the end of the day in their teacher hours for some help on those missed lessons. During the meeting, some things to remember. Your mics must remain off unless answering a question. For right now, guys, your cameras should remain on since teachers are going ahead and pre-recording our lessons for you. We are not most likely going to be recording during the lessons, which means there is absolutely zero reason to have your cameras off unless you have had permission from myself or another teacher to have those cameras off. You guys know who you are. The chat is to be used to ask or answer questions only. Please do not be chatting with your friendos in our chat being off topic, right? There is a time and place for that. If there's a kiddo from another classroom you want to have some time to hang out with, we can definitely talk about having them join our clubs. Remember, guys, we want to remain on topic with comments, not topic adjacent. If I'm teaching you about the geography of India, don't give me an interesting fact about the India's population. Unless that is something that I have told you that we're going to be discussing, it does not need to be talked about, even though it's technically about India. Finally, guys, please remember you should be participating a minimum of 3 times a period to earn your participation grade. Do not just show up in the meeting and say nothing. You are not earning participation points for that. You're not getting credit just for showing up. You got to do some work for me. Some important things for you guys to remember as we round this out. If you are not using the chat appropriately, that chat is going to be disabled. Staff will be available to help during independent work periods, so please make sure that you are signing in to get help. Always check your assignment on the Google Classroom first. And you may complete work by hand and scan it in or take a picture to attach to the assignment. That is everything that I have for you guys today. I know that this video most likely is well over 15 minutes, but I did want to make sure that you guys just had a quick review of all of the important things that we talk about when we're moving to fully remote learning, especially for my kiddos who have been hybrid for a while. That is everything I have for you today. I need to go feed a hungry baby. So I hope that you are having a wonderful day, and I will talk with you more soon. Bye, guys.